There we go. So I'm not going to do a lot of PowerPoints, but I thought it might be fun to do a little bit. So the workshop is Energetic NLP in the Creative Process, Finish and Release. And the whole theme for today is that so many of us, I mean, getting started is a whole other issue, but for many of us, finishing and actually releasing something into the world so it has its own life, so people can have it and and it can do good in the world. For many of us, that's a real big problem. And we do it, of course, sometimes, but often it's a struggle. And you hear about authors who nothing gets published till after they're dead and stuff. And some of the best authors and stuff. So I'd like you to enjoy this while you are alive. And we're going to be using the term miraculous self a lot. I will explain that more later. And I just wanted to let you know that I have a number of guided energetic NLP audios and videos in my website, which is www.enlp7.com. Now, I think the call is pretty evenly divided between people who know me very well or know me a little bit and people that don't know me at all. So I am going to go through and give a little bit of my background, who I am. One of the things that they talk about when you do workshops is you do need to address, for the people that don't know you, is like, why in the world should they listen to you? So I will give some of my background, a little bit of background on NLP, energetic NLP. But I promise you that by the end of the call, we will have done a lot of very effective and powerful energy work, and you won't be wanting any more for today. I would also like to say, because it's recorded, it gives you an opportunity to go through it again. And one thing I stress in my energetic NLP programs is more and better are not the same thing. Your own inner wisdom and spirit, what we call your miraculous self, will know what's the right amount for you at any one time. So don't try to max this out. Just relax, have fun, and trust that your own inner wisdom and spirit, again, your miraculous self, will do the right amount for you. And the right amount means that it's causing significant changes in your life, but it doesn't throw off your life. And when you do too much at one time, it can be really hard to adapt to. Sometimes people have temporary physical issues, or just all kinds of things can come up. Some people call it a growth period, meaning it not in a positive way, meaning you pushed it so hard that rather than an elegant, nice change, it's like challenging and difficult. And because it's recorded, you can do it in pieces. And you won't have to listen to the whole thing every time. I'm going to divide it into a few different pieces so you can focus on the ones you want. And I'll just say I lead energetic NLP workshops and teleworkshops and now video workshops, training programs, one-to-one remote sessions with people in the United States, UK, Europe, Asia, and South America. Energetic NLP is a unique blend of intuition development, transformative energetic work, and NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. And I just made this little graphic. Some people enjoy these kind of graphics, just showing it involves spirituality, clairvoyance, healing, intuition, energetic NLP, personal growth. My mission in life is to enable people to open their hidden miraculous abilities so they can lead happier and more successful lives, have more personal and spiritual growth, be healthier, more vital, have better relationships, and contribute more of their unique essence to the world. I truly believe that every single person on this planet has amazing abilities. And even those of us who maybe have a pretty good ego, I promise you the abilities you have go way beyond your wildest ego-driven fantasies. And as you open up to them, it becomes, one of the things that we stress is having it in a spiritual perspective. So it isn't about your ego. It is about manifesting this incredible being you are more and more and more in your life. And that's the goal of energetic NLP, that people integrate their inner wisdom and spirit, their miraculous self, into every facet of their lives. I'm going to skip all that. So for today's themes, one of the questions to ask yourself, are you willing to keep putting off your dreams? or is it time to start fulfilling your heart's desires? In energetic NLP, I never ask people to accept my beliefs. The goal in energetic NLP, again, is you connect with your miraculous self and have more of your wisdom and your spiritual information. So I express ideas and beliefs to get processes going, and not with the intention that you're going to end up with what I said, but that it will get you thinking, both consciously, unconsciously, and even spiritually, and that you will come up with your own truth and your own answers. I saw on Facebook this morning somebody put up a little picture of somebody meditating, and it said, "Some answers you can't get from Google." And I thought that was very timely. So most of us have a sense that there's something much greater to us than we're aware of. And again, in energetic NLP, we call that your miraculous self. It's when your inner wisdom and your spirit work together. And in my opinion, when you're just connecting with your spirit itself, it has such a 90 billion miles away viewpoint of life and such a huge perspective that the information from your spirit is incredible. And sometimes it's a little out of touch with our human experience. It isn't that your spirit doesn't care about your human experience, but it just sees everything so differently and sees everything as a beautiful unfolding, where your inner wisdom is really in touch with what it's like to be you in a body in this lifetime. So when your inner wisdom and spirit work together, you get the advantage of that 90 billion mile spiritual view with the practical view of your inner wisdom. So I'm going to switch back to the other window. Give me a moment. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to click on that. Hang on. All right. Whoops. Give me 1 minute. I'm sorry. Give me a minute to get this to work right. Ah, nope. Almost there. Google doesn't always make things very simple, I must say. It worked when I tried it before, so give me 1 moment. Oh, that wasn't it. I do apologize. I've been practicing this thing for days, but it's still quite challenging. One moment. Oh, that maybe will do it. Ah, finally. It was also simple when I tried it before. Okay, so thanks for bearing with all that. In energetic NLP, we almost always follow a certain pattern, and it's based on a model or a theory that says you have an energy field in your body and around your body. Many people call that chakras and auras. I tend to use the term energy centers and energy field. And something that a lot of people aren't aware of is we're kind of like sponges, and we've been absorbing energies from other people at least since you were in your mother's womb. And the people have been programming us at least since you were in your mother's womb. Your parents programmed you. They were programmed unconsciously to program any children that they had. And that's not a bad thing. If children weren't programmed into whatever family, society, village they're born into, they were getting a lot of trouble. So it is the role of the parents to program you, and not just the parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, neighbors. Everybody's constantly programming us, and you've been programming people too. Again, it's a natural human phenomenon. And so what happens is we collect all this energy in our energy field, and energy contains information. It's not just pure energy. It actually contains information. So what we're getting is thoughts, opinions, emotions, do's, don'ts, shoulds, shouldn'ts from other people. And because we haven't been trained how to differentiate our own energy from other people, what often happens is that we think that we're, what's the word I'm trying to use? Well, we think that everything we feel is our own emotion. We think that everything we think is our own thought. Well, the truth is, we think thoughts that are other people's thoughts, and we don't notice the difference. We have emotions that are other people's emotions. In fact, any emotion that you have a lot of trouble with in your life, particularly if you've worked on it and can't seem to improve it, it's probably because most of the energy of that emotion isn't yours. So let's say a problem with anger, where you may have absorbed anger from your parents, from other people. Then when you feel angry, all of their energy comes up, and so it's hard to handle, and we can't heal it because it's not our stuff. So one of the big goals in many energy systems, including energetic NLP, is to more and more clear other people's energy and programming out of your space and replace it with your own inner wisdom, your own energy. So that's really the goal here, is that you replace it with your own thoughts and your own energies. And so we're always doing clearing, and we're always doing healing, because there's a lot of old traumas and issues that people have. We try to change limiting beliefs and old programming. I shouldn't say try to, we do change it. And then the third part of energetic NLP is about opening and enhancing the amazing abilities that you already have. So give me one moment just to check on something, see if everybody looks okay. By the way, if you're on Facebook, where it says comments, I think it's a little different for you. Wait a minute. If you refresh that every now and then, you'll be able to see the comments. And thank you to Joni and Sharon and Mira. And then on and all those of you that are on the Google page can also chat and make comments. And I will periodically try to read them, answer questions. Late in the call, I can actually give people a link, and you could come on. If you have a video, you can even come on video and share experience or ask questions. So again, I thank you for bearing with me with the roughness of this call. Originally, I was just going to do a pilot call and not include anybody on it. But I thought, well, that's kind of a waste of time. So I thought better to have one maybe that's a little rough, and but still people can get benefit from. Okay, I'm just going to check comments here. Oh. Zina's just letting me know that on her Android phone it didn't work, but she was able to get on with the computer. I'm quite sorry about that. Okay, just looking if there's any other questions so far. Okay, don't see any. So pretty soon we're going to get started with our first processes. And get back to this other window. So, you know, one of the questions is, well, why don't we finish things? Because if you think about it, I think it's a natural human phenomenon to want to finish things. If you look with children, like they want to finish a game, they want to finish a video, they want to finish whatever. And some of us who have trouble finishing our projects can't stand to not see the end of a TV show or movie. There's something about completion and moving on. It's a natural human phenomenon. There's something about being creative and letting things flow. Not something there's everything about that's a natural human phenomenon. And again, if you look at children, it's what they're doing all the time. So the question becomes, not that we need to develop these abilities, but we just need to clear what blocks us from them and then open up these abilities. Now, a lot of us suffer from some form of perfectionism. And what makes perfectionism so difficult is what's really going on is mainly unconscious. In, in NLP, not energetic NLP, but NLP, we study a lot about beliefs and the way beliefs tier down to deeper and deeper beliefs. And underneath perfectionism is usually extremely emotionally intense beliefs. Like, if I don't do it right, I'm not lovable and nobody will ever love me and I'll be alone forever. Or I have no right to exist if I don't do it perfectly. Or I don't have a right to take up space. I don't have a right to be here. I mean, things on that level. Or and so there's a lot about or we're not worthy, we're not good enough. So people consciously aren't typically aware of it, but your unconscious mind is just freaking out because what's at risk is everything. The other sets of beliefs tend to be that things that people will do to us if they don't like what we did, which could be kill us, torture us, shame us, humiliate us forever, enslave us. I mean, we have thousands and thousands of years of human history that if people didn't like your behavior, you could get in really, really big trouble. If they didn't like what you said or wrote or did or painted, you could get in life-threatening trouble, but at least shame and humiliation. Now, we live in a time, and most of us live in countries where, that's just not the situation. In fact, being controversial can make you rich and famous nowadays. But still, we have this deep energetic programming. So in a moment, we're going to do our first clearing. Now, if you're new to energetic NLP, a couple of things. One is it's not about effort. It's about allowing, or we use the word permission. So it's about having intention, giving permission, and then being playful and just see what happens. Paradoxically, the easier and more playful you are, the stronger it will be. I remember in a class I was in years ago, they had us do this energetic process where you would dissolve old programming. And we did it. And then they said, now do it again, but use a tenth as much energy. And we were all shocked that it worked better. Then they said, now do use a tenth, in other words, a hundredth of the original energy. And they kept having us do it. And the less effort, the less energy we used, the easier it was. So this is a no effort zone.